Big moves are happening in XRP. On Friday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released new data that could have a huge impact on the US economy and the crypto market. So let's break down what all that means today. On Friday, the US unemployment rate came in at 4.3%, which might not sound like a lot, but that's the highest it's been in the last 4 years, dating all the way back to September of 2021. And historically, it's pretty low, but it's a clear signal that the job market is starting to cool off and things are slowing down. Here's why that matters. Weaker job data pressures the Fed into cutting interest rates. You see, the Fed has a dual mandate. They're trying to keep prices stable while also supporting employment, stimulating our economy. Whenever weaker data comes in, it's a sign that our economy is starting to cool off and the job market is losing momentum. Cutting interest rates is basically their way of stimulating the economy and keeping growth alive. Lower interest rates is supposed to make it easier for businesses and consumers to borrow money, increasing the amount of liquidity or money available in the system. Some of that money is going to flow into stocks, crypto, other assets, which is why you'll see the stock market start to rise whenever these rumors are spreading. But there's a flip side. The Fed normally only cuts rates whenever there's a genuine weakness in our economy, and that can make markets uneasy. Investors start thinking to themselves, if the Fed is worried enough to slash rates, what's really happening behind closed doors? All this combined with the Fed meeting next week is starting to build a lot of tension in the market. And with the Fed meeting literally next week, that tension is front and center. Diving into the XRP chart, you could see that on the daily time frame, we've been forming a macro trend of consolidation. I mean, this has been going on for like 2 months now, almost 3 months. We've been in this bouncing from range to range, and we're running out of time. You can see we've been forming higher lows, nope, lower highs. God damn, I keep saying it the wrong way. My fault. And we have this huge level of support on the bottom side. I mean, this thing is actually crazy. We touched on it multiple times as resistance. We've obviously flipped it. I mean, we touched it back in May. We touched it back in March, February, and all the way back in even December, November times. December, yeah, it wasn't that early. November was still whenever the election was happening. It wouldn't have been that quick. But you could see we've just been waiting for a breakout. Something's brewing, and if you even zoom in on the smaller time frames, going down to the 1 hour, you could see I kind of was predicting a little head and shoulders pattern. It didn't happen exactly as I thought because we ended up forming a double bottom on the shoulder, but you can see we came here, and then had a little double bottom. We just basically came back, retested support before we were like, all right, we're ready to go up. And then beautifully came and hit this little zone of resistance. And that's why I'm just staying patient. If we break the macro level resistance, I'm going long. But I want a clear close above that level. And if we break the macro level of support, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to simply sit, wait, and hold my bag. All this data actually just furthers my conviction that altcoin season is brewing and we will head higher. But for right now, we need to stay patient and just watch closely. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is my first ever YouTube video. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.